On why your Canon Pixma inkjet printer runs out of ink so quickly. Well, I have this was a 560 that I've had for, I don't know, a couple years, and it's been working fine, but it uses an awful lot of ink, even though I don't print that much. And then just recently it got this message that the ink tank reservoir was clogged or something, and I had to disconnect it and send it in for servicing. Well, of course, servicing a printer nowadays costs more than buying another one, so I thought I'd take this one apart and see what's wrong with it. Well, got most of it apart. That's all the leftover parts down in there. That's all the plastic parts that can burn, so those are going to the incinerator. Here's the chassis. Let's see, it looks this way. When you lift the top off, it's kind of a bitch. Well, there's the ink holding tank that holds the spilled ink. That's kind of a lot. That's dry ink, as you can see. I'm going to poke it with. That's dried ink that I paid for but didn't put on paper. Anyway, then here's the pads and the reservoirs and all the other parts that I guess if there's any spilled ink under the printer, that's where they go. And then this is the top of the printer. It kind of sits like this. There's the carriage, there's all the wires, there's the print head, and there's the carriage that moves back and forth, and there's the cleaner that cleans the ink cartridges themselves when they park, when the carriage parks all the way over here, and it goes through some monkey motion mechanism with a wiper, and this thing lifts up and down and does all kinds of stuff. Well, those two holders right there, those kind of grayish things that move up and down, are porous, and they have tubes under them. I've already taken those out and actually cleaned them. They're all full of ink. Well, those tubes go somewhere. And I was like, where do those tubes go? Well, here's where they go. Down into this mechanism of tubes, and it goes to something over here, and that ends up in a pump. So I can get this wire out of the way. Those set of hoses are actually a pump, kind of like an artificial heart. It uses a mechanism like this that goes inside and turns and rubs on those pumps and squeezes those tubes and causes the ink to pump out. Well, where does it go? It goes into this outlet tube. You can see that's a pretty good size outlet tube, and it is full of ink. That's an awful lot of ink. And all that ink ends up in there. So that's where your ink goes.